FBI investigators working on the Sean Diddy Combs case have dropped a bombshell, claiming to have uncovered evidence linking Diddy to multiple high-profile murders, occult practices, and a sophisticated music industry blackmail network. According to these investigators, Whitney Houston wasn't just abandoned by the industry, she was murdered in an occult ritual when she became more valuable dead than alive. And Diddy wasn't acting alone. Powerful figures from within the entertainment world, including longtime industry titan Clive Davis, are now being named as accessories to this shocking crime. For decades, A-list stars have been hiding in plain sight, shielded by a media paid to protect them from the consequences of their actions. But according to investigators, the tide is turning. The media has lost its power to bury the truth. An avalanche of historic crimes is on the verge of being exposed, involving some of the most iconic names in music and politics. And it's going to force people to question everything they thought they knew. Before we dive in, join the TPV free speech community over on Soju. Soju is a digital space where ideas and information can take place without any annoying algorithms or restrictive rules getting in the way of free expression. Diddy thought he was in the clear after paying ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura $20 million to settle a bombshell civil suit behind closed doors. But that payout was the worst money Diddy ever spent. It opened Pandora's box. The lawsuit didn't just go away quietly. It tipped off federal authorities to a tangled web of criminal activity involving Diddy and his inner circle of A-list collaborators. Just months later, the music mogul found himself behind bars, $20 million lighter, housed in the same notorious prison where Jeffrey Epstein supposedly died. This is when things got juicy. Diddy's legal team launched an offensive, claiming that the Department of Homeland Security leaked to CNN the video of him brutally assaulting Cassie. But here's the bombshell. By making this claim, Diddy essentially admitted that he's a burnt federal asset.
Diddy's legal team filed court papers accusing the U.S. Department of Homeland Security of leaking the video of Combs brutally assaulting his ex-girlfriend Cassie at an L.A. hotel. Combs' attorneys are concerned it will deprive Diddy of a fair trial.
But federal investigators are sounding the alarm. This trial is just the beginning. They say the man once known for his flashy parties and chart-topping hits is actually evil personified, a predator who used his godlike power to operate above the law for decades. According to investigators, Diddy was more than just a mogul. He was a triggerman for the elite, a prolific killer who carried out occult ritual murders of major stars to secure his seat at the top table. And his list of victims include Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston.
Let's get right to ABC's Cecilia Vega, who joins us live from the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Los Angeles. Cecilia?
Yes, good morning, George. It happened here at 3:43 yesterday afternoon when a member of Houston's entourage located her body inside this hotel. So far, police and the coroner are refusing to offer details about what may have caused her tragic death. Exactly what happened inside the iconic Beverly Hilton remains a mystery. Paramedics raced to the fourth floor and found a lifeless Whitney Houston inside her hotel room bathtub. They tried in vain to resuscitate her with CPR.
At 3:55 p.m. this afternoon, Whitney Houston was pronounced dead at the Beverly Hilton Hotel.
The scene inside her room was chaotic. ABC has learned it appears members of Houston's entourage found her unresponsive body and called hotel security. But just about a half hour earlier, Houston's mother, Sissy, reportedly spoke to her daughter and said nothing was out of the ordinary. Houston's cousin, Dionne Warwick, also reportedly spoke to her over the phone earlier in the day and said everything seemed fine.
Believing themselves untouchable, those behind Whitney's death didn't mourn, they partied. While her lifeless body lay upstairs, authorities scrambled to manage the scene, and paparazzi gathered outside. Inside, the music kept playing, and the occult ritual was complete. The Luciferian elite danced on her grave before it was even dug.
Houston was staying at the hotel to attend music industry executive Clive Davis's annual pre-Grammy bash. It is the same event where she was introduced to the record industry nearly 3 decades ago. Hours after her death, the party still went on, but the scene was surreal. The Beverly Hills crime lab parked outside. Paparazzi camped out waiting for Houston's body to emerge. Inside, a star-studded lineup of speeches and songs.
Whitney Houston's death wasn't mourned, it was mythologized. In the corporate boardrooms of the industry, her sacrifice became legendary. A warning, a symbol. a sacrifice made in blood.
A lot of people that end up at these wild parties and in these wild ceremonies, because see, everyone's thinking freak off, freak off, freak off. But what you're not thinking is ritualistic human sacrifice.
Right.
Whether or not you're offering up your sexuality or offering up your life force. It's energy, it's transfer. So for Whitney Houston to be unalived in that hotel room, and for him to wait to start the party right as her spirit was completely leaving her.
Wow.
Says a lot. You know,
Rising rappers hungry for power paid tribute to the blood sacrifice in twisted ways. Pusha T used a chilling photo of Whitney's pre-death bathroom on the cover of his Daytona album. A move Kanye West not only approved, but paid $85,000 out of his own pocket to license. This wasn't an artistic choice or a moral atrocity. It was a message, a celebration, a signal to those in the know. As Pusha T brazenly declared on the album, if you know, you know. Young intern at Uptown Records skyrocket to the top, leapfrogging more qualified candidates to become an A&R executive and CEO of Bad Boy Records in just a few short years. The disturbing answer, according to investigators, makes sense only when you examine the trail of dead bodies, including Michael Jackson, Tupac, Biggie Smalls, and Whitney Houston, that were left in his wake when they became more valuable to the industry dead than alive.
Contrary to the coroner's conclusion that her death was accidental, Hubel claims that Houston's body shows classic defense wounds consistent with someone fighting for her life.
Now, rumor has it, allegedly, Diddy got on his knees for Clive Davis in 1994.
I know that you were the first, one of the first ones at Clive's party to speak about Whitney's passing the other day.
Yes.
And that was, did you know her well?
So just when I thought I heard it all about Diddy and his grimy ways, people are now saying he helped his mentor Clive Davis sacrifice the legend herself, Whitney Houston. Now, these rumors about Clive being involved in Whitney's death are nothing new. We all know this man claimed Whitney was like a daughter to him, and yet he partied the night away at the Beverly Hilton as Whitney's dead body lay in the same building. I mean, can you really blame people for being suspicious? But word on the street is that Diddy knew about Clive's alleged plan to take Whitney out, and reports recently surfaced that Diddy also threw another depraved party at the Playboy Mansion the night Whitney died. But that's not all, y'all. Jaguar Wright recently spilled some tea on how Diddy's and Clive's relationship really started, and it sounds like Diddy learned a lot about controlling and manipulating people from Clive. So what exactly were Clive and Diddy doing on the night of Whitney's death? And was this really another Hollywood ritual murder? Let's get into it.
Exactly what happened inside the iconic Beverly Hilton remains a mystery. Paramedics raced to the 4th floor and found a lifeless Whitney Houston inside her hotel room bathtub.
So there are some disturbing reports circulating on the internet about Diddy being a gatekeeper for powerful industry figures who are allegedly involved in some sick and twisted practices, from ritual SA to literal blood sacrifices. And while there are a lot of crazy people and wild conspiracies out there about Hollywood, you really can't put anything past these people at this point. Now, one of these conspiracies that sounds totally believable is that record labels push artists into addiction and death because in this day and age, artists are worth more dead than alive. Didn't Michael Jackson literally say they were trying to kill him for his catalog?
About Michael, it sounded like you actually believed that he truly thought he was going to be.
Oh, no, I did. When he first told me, AJ, I have to be honest, I didn't believe it. I said, Michael, come on, you're Michael Jackson. Who in the world would do this? Nobody would try to kill you. I mean, it would be world news and everybody would know about it. They're not going to do it. But he was so passionate and adamant about it and says, you don't understand. It's all about my catalog. This is what they want, and this is what they're going to do. And he was terrified.
Well, apparently, Whitney had the same fears as Michael.
Whitney had seen what they did to Michael Jackson, and she was right to hold the same fears. The industry cabal, the same paedophiles who were putting stars in compromising positions with young children and using it as blackmail material, had decided that it was Whitney's turn to pay the ultimate price. The most shocking part was how the ritual sacrifice was performed. We've got all the details after this important word from our sponsor.